All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Jonas. So I am going to have a simple breakdown on AUDUSD, GBP, JPY, and gold as well. Just like a little recap of the markets that have taken place this week. Now, obviously, this week has not been the greatest for me, for myself. However, I was able to get a couple moves in and make it a at least a decent week for me. I have lost, I believe, um, two or three trades this week, and probably only won two, which is Great British Pound, Japanese Yen, and off of gold. But I will show you my loss on AUDUSD. Just letting you guys know that anytime you come across a week that might not be as extensively profitable for yourself, that does not mean that next week won't be the same. So sometimes we just have to take it as it comes. So let's just go ahead and I'll show you my GJ setup. So at first over here, you can see we had this downtrend at first. Now, I know you guys are wondering, like, how do you know if it's a downtrend or uptrend, right? Because you obviously have this going up, and then of course you have this major drop, right? So it's kind of like in a descending triangle. Well, how I distinguish the two is if it's at a place of demand zone, which is core which is like right here or even near any of this, and just starts automatically heading back up, what I look for is highs to be consistently broken. Okay, so what that means, anytime I see the market just going up, right, and then you see this reversal move happening, even though this low was broken, of course, and this low might be broken, correct? What tends to happen is sometimes the market will move right back up into its normal trend. All right. So what I look for is I look for a high to be broken after a lower low was created. Okay. So you see this big pullback that has happened here. Then you see a jump up, right? Well, then you want the market to come back down and to create another lower a lower high, right? Now, I could have taken this trade, but obviously I did not take this trade. And the reason why I did not take this trade is because I wasn't really looking at GBPJPY at this time. But when I came back, I realized there was another opportunity for a demand zone to take a demand buy setup. Okay. So you see up, down, right? So like I said, you have the up, up, down. So that's lower highs, lower lows, right? I mean, excuse me, higher highs and higher lows, excuse me. So like this, demand. Sometimes demand is created right here. It'll come back down right here and then keep going. Okay, so that's what I was looking for. All right. So even though I missed this move, there was still another opportunity for me to take the move. Okay, so the market comes back down. And this is the demand zone that I was wanting to take the second time. Boom. And what I do is I wait for a bullish sentiment move. After the retest, you always want a bullish candle to break the previous candle of the high, right? So even though this was the retest candle and this candle was created next, it did not break this high. So I waited for the next candle to open to break this candle's high. It broke this high. So we enter into longs. Now this one was a little bit, stop loss was like literally probably right here. So for me, it was like more like a 19 pip move, and I was able to grab. It was really supposed to be a 1 to 3, but due to the spreads, I was not able to actually capture the full 1 to 3. But it was technically a 1 to 3. I was only able to capture a close to a 1 to 2. All right. So that was my trade. Now let me show you the loss that I had on AUDUSD. It was very frustrating because anytime you have a really good setup on one of your pairs, and then all of a sudden the market does exactly what you didn't want it to do, it can really be frustrating. So I'm gonna go ahead and replay this bad boy right here as well. So we see that these lows were created, right? Now, initially, my setup was right here because it has broken this low right here, and you wanted to come back and retest, right? But I think I tell all my students that anytime you see a new demand being created, you can, new supply zone, since we're selling being created, you want to possibly take the most recent one because it may not ever come back to retest this supply zone. So the market comes back, it retested right here already. So what I did is I waited for the candlestick to be broken, right? I kind of got late into this one. It was really supposed to be when this bad boy was broken right here because it already retested, but it happened so fast. So I just got into right here. All right. And I had literally like a 7.9 stop loss, and my take profit was a 1-to-1, right? So what does the market do? It comes back, it stops me out, right? And then it goes right back into my take profit. So if hadn't I had it at 10 pips, I probably would have had this trade perfectly, at my take profit zone. But because of the simple reason that it failed to continue downwards, I was stopped out on this trade. These are the kind of trades that are very frustrating because sometimes you'll see how the market will come to stop you out and then head into your direction. And some people will literally probably enter right here again, and then it comes back to stop them out again. And that's why, guys, we have to wait. Like if you lose and you know you shouldn't risk anymore, that's when you should just quit trading for the rest of the day and call it a day. All right, so that was my loss. Now, as far as gold, I had a very profitable trade on gold. All right, now gold, I don't trade supply and demand on gold. What I do is I usually trade I trade supply and demand, but I usually trade a breakout trade on supply and demand. All right. So how I did this, all right. Let's see here. Go ahead and take this right here. So I saw a break to the low. Okay. So you see a break to the low, right? And you could have entered right here. But to be honest, I always wait for the retest. All right. So with gold, you really want to wait on the retest and then a continuation to the low. So it retested into this area. Now, I was looking at GBPUSD at this time, came back to see what happened in gold, and gold was already tanking, right? So my thing is I could have got in right after it retested this area, then crashed back down. But just to be on the safe side, I just wanted to make sure that it broke down to this low, right? And then on the 15-minute time frame, you can see, right, how that looks. Now, as far as risk, I risk about 40, 50 pips sometimes on gold. Sometimes I risk 20 pips, sometimes I risk 10 pips, depending on where I get in. On cages like this, when you just want to be careful for it to break down to the low, to the downside, because of the simple fact that if it just breaks this low, that more than likely is going to continue bearish. All right. So it's making lower highs and lower lows. Okay. And this lower high and lower lows are defined as this way, inverse to what I talked about the higher highs and the higher lows. Okay. So what do you see? You see a drop, all right? Lower low into a lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. So the market was continuously doing that. So once the market has broke down to this area, I'll show you exactly where I got in. All right. So I actually got in right here, and I put my stop loss literally above this area. Okay. So literally 50 pip stop loss. I had it at 0.50 on a 10K challenge account, which necessarily means that a 0.50 is basically $50 every 10 pips. Okay. So I had it going down to 1961 as my TP1, and then my TP2 would be down here. Now, mind you, it's gold, so it moves about 100 to 50 pips a day. So, sometimes you just got to know when to take your profits. All right. Now I got out at break even during Asian, because guys, when it's Asian session, I tend to like the market could be going back up and you just never know. So I just placed that break even and hit me out at break even. But once I woke back up and I was like, oh my gosh, I bet she's going to crash back down. The market crashes all the way back down and goes all the way to my take profit. This would have been a 110 pip move. And so this is just showing you that you just got to know how to trade the markets, guys. You really have to be very you have to pay attention to what the market is giving you, all the clues, all the simple increments that the market is telling you. Just take the setup and trust it. You know, with gold, even though I don't trade supply, man, with gold, I just trusted my setup and I just went with it. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope this video will definitely help you in your strategy and whatever you are using. So, all right, you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.